Alrighty, what's up everybody? My peeps. How's it going, my peeps? Peter Joseph here, your Italian badass. Back again with another video number 2 on your 2 for Tuesday. Right here on the Peter fucking Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like the video and hit the subscribe button down below on this very channel and my other channels down below in the description box. So subscribe to those channels, give them your love and support, leave a comment if you wish, and hit that like button, stick it straight up all the other fucktards' ass, because that's where it belongs. And don't forget to follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're real, if you're not, you need a life. Share the video all over the internet. Most importantly, tap and slap that bell. And you know how to treat it. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss a goddamn video. And if you do, well, fuck you, man. That's it. Simple as that. So like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you wish. And if this is your very first time watching, as always, like I say, welcome to the party, pal! I really hope you enjoy the ride. I hope you like the content, and if you do, smash that like button. You can leave a comment, like I said, if you wish, and show my other channels your love and support as well. Because I got a lot to give on this channel and my other channels as well. That I talk wrestling on to my Kill Demons channel, my Shadow Slayer 2.0 channel, mostly predictions, some vlogs here and there coming your way later on during the rest of the year. My legendary rant channel, PG Rants, which kind of on hiatus right now, but I will be doing some rants maybe in the future. From now, I don't know yet, but we'll see. Depends on what I feel like ranting about. But no garbage drama videos about douchebag people that have no fucking life. But you know, sports related, music related. I mean, we'll see what happens with the channel as we go on through the rest of the year and into 2024, and also my Metal God channel, where mostly music and some tribute videos for the faithfully departed, and that's that. So subscribe to all those channels, show me your love and support. Speaking of Metal God, big freaking update coming your way, so you might want to check the Metal God channel out by this weekend, especially around late Saturday night or early Sunday. Mostly by Sunday. Check out the Metal God channel. It's going to be revamped. It is going to be amazing with the content that I got coming on that channel pretty damn soon. And into the future as well. But we move on with that. So that's all the channels you can subscribe to and show your love and support. Along with this very channel, my Kill Demons channel. The Kill Demons channel. And subscribe to the Peter Joseph channel. I'll get my channels right. It is what it is. It's late. I'm sorry. But that's that. So like, share, subscribe right now. And if you're new here, welcome to the party, pal. And that's that. Alright. Hope everybody had a great Tuesday. And that's that. Hope you have a good Wednesday, too. Hope you got through the Tuesday Night War, which isn't even a war. I mean, I watched both shows. It was mainly the first part of the first hour where I was really watching NXT to see what they were doing, and I had picture-in-picture, side by side with AEW. But both shows were pretty good. The end for NXT was just amazing. With a certain GOAT And we're not talking about John Cena. We got that, and really the end of AEW with hey kids, it's Edge. His in-ring debut against Luchasaurus. I don't know why that was the main event, but it's Edge, I guess. It was alright, and then the aftermath, couldn't even hold a candle to the guy, the GOAT. So, but all in all, pretty good shows. Personally, I think wrestling-wise, AEW had a much better wrestling show than NXT, but I think overall, when the ratings come out tomorrow, I think NXT, no pun intended, edged out AEW in the ratings. But we'll see. We shall see what happens. But I think everybody was watching NXT tonight, and not so much AEW. So, even though, Tony Khan opened his vagina, and there's, and basically put on 1 hour commercial free to NXT's 30 minutes, and a 15-minute overrun, so 5 extra minutes after NXT ended, a little over 5 more minutes of AEW wrestling. But overall, personally, which show was better? It's a toss-up, but I think AEW had a little bit better show than NXT, because for the most part, until the end, NXT was kind of like just almost not flatlining, but like level and little bumps up and down here and there. So it was kind of stabilized. It had its moments in the first hour, then the second hour came. Wasn't that bad, then the end was like, boop! Like, boom! Rocket ship to Pluto! It was. Just freaking epic. And AEW, pretty much the first hour and a little over hour and a half, pretty damn good. With MJF segment, Bullet Club segment with MJF, fucking epic. We'll talk about that tomorrow. I'm not doing it now, it's too late. I'm not going to do a whole video with NXT and AEW. I could, but I'm too lazy to do it. But we're going to do it separately this time. I'm going to do NXT in just a few seconds, and then I'm going to do AEW and the ratings tomorrow. So I'm going to talk about that. So I'm going to do the AEW review first, because I want to wait until the official numbers come out, which could be tomorrow. I'm hoping not Thursday, but we'll see. Usually they come out tomorrow, so, or the next day, whatever it is. But we'll see what happens with that. So the Tuesday Night Wars are over for this year, or at least for now. I don't know if there's going to be another one later this year. I doubt it, but we got 2 days off until SmackDown this Friday night, the season premiere with our tribal chief. Roman's back. That's going to make me happy. That makes Issa happy, but makes me happy too. But we got that, and we got Rampage on Friday night. Got a couple of matches that look pretty good. With that, and then Collision this Saturday, once again at 7 p.m. I thought it was at 8, but upon further review, it's at 7 again this week. I guess another stupid fucking movie's gonna be on at 9 o'clock. Unless they're putting hockey on, then I won't say anything about that, but yeah, so set your DVRs accordingly on Saturday, and next Saturday too, because Battle of the Belts is next Saturday night, at whatever time, Collision ends. Could be 9 o'clock, could be 10 o'clock. We have to see what happens with that. But it's going to be 3 hours of Collision next week. Really, 2 hours plus Battle of the Belts. So we got that. So next week should be pretty exciting. And AEW is going head-to-head with Impact, actually. Bound for Glory next Saturday night. So, what are you gonna watch? Collision, or are you gonna watch Impact? Or you will be watching hockey, or college football, whatever you're gonna watch. But that's that. But yeah, this weekend should be pretty interesting. I mean, no pay-per-views really until next Saturday with Bound for Glory. The next WWE pay-per-view, Crown Jewel 5, November the 4th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and wherever you may be, you might be early, like in the West Coast. It's 10 a.m. So if you have to get up early, if you live in California or whatever you live in the West Coast, watch that. Then after that, November the 18th is Full Gear. It's usual. That's a Saturday night, so I would think no Collision that night, unless they taped Collision and they're gonna show Collision during the pay-per-view, which makes no sense to me. But I would think they're not gonna even do Collision that night. What, they might put it on a different time, I don't know what they're gonna do. But got that, and then a week after that, which is Thanksgiving weekend, excuse me, the Survivor Series from Chicago, November the 25th, with the return of War Games. We got that. Then, as we head into the great month that it is of December the 9th, which I believe is a Saturday night, we got NXT's last pay-per-view of the year, NXT Deadline. I think it's the second year in a row. It's the second year that they've done it. So we got that. Then really nothing until possibly, it's a possibility, we've been talking about the AEW pay-per-view at the end of the year, which was going to be either a Friday night, the 29th, or the 30th, which is a Saturday night. But right now, from what I've read on various websites, that AEW is trying to lock in December the 30th for their new, I don't know what it's going to be named. There's going to be Winter is Coming. There's going to be a new name. We'll see. But December the 30th is a possibility for the last actual pay-per-view of the year for AEW. We got that. Ring of Honor, I don't know if it's going to do I would hope it's going to do Final Battle. I don't know when. Might be the week after Deadline. Probably the 16th, maybe. Maybe the 2nd. I don't know. But, I mean, somewhere around there. I don't know where it's going to be. Hopefully New York, but we shall see with that. Because New York hasn't had Final Battle since 2019, I believe. Because the pandemic hit. It was in the bubble. 2020, 2021 was in Baltimore. Well, the last 2 years was in... Well, actually, I should take that back. 2021 was in Baltimore. And last year was in Texas. I don't know why it was in Texas. But this year, we don't know yet. But hopefully, Tony Khan can book the Hammerstein Ballroom. But, I mean, we shall see what happens with that. And I know Impact will have its mini pay-per-views, which usually are on a Friday night. I think Victory Road's coming up, or they already had that. I think they're going to do something after Bound for Glory. Probably right before Thanksgiving, they'll probably do something on a Friday night that nobody's going to watch, probably. And then December, probably be... Maybe, I don't know, Sacrifice or something in December for Impact Wrestling. And then January comes. January 2024, we got Wrestle Kingdom 18, Night 1 and 2. New Year's Dash after that. AEW might start the year off with a pay-per-view, because Tony Khan might be doing a pay-per-view every month. Like 12 pay-per-views. I think it's a little overkill, but... WWE did it, and we was like, that's too much. I mean, so I have to see what happens with that. if AEW does a pay-per-view in January, I would assume it's going to be the week before the Royal Rumble, which is on the January 27th from Tampa, St. Pete, Florida. So we got that. So we got a lot of stuff. And TNA will have, what do they have in January? Hard to Kill? I think Hard to Kill is in January. So Impact will have their pay-per-view in January. And then we'll keep going. February, the Elimination Chamber. Revolution for AEW. Might be in February, might be March. We'll see what happens with that. And then we'll go from there. So stay tuned for a lot of pay-per-views coming your way in the next couple months, as then we go into 2024, and that's it. Alright, we move on with that. But like I said earlier, with the Tuesday Night War tonight, I personally believe, and this is just my opinion, I think AEW, wrestling-wise, had a better show than NXT. But overall, the ratings are probably going to be NXT wins the war. You know, Hunter and HBK and, you know, Nick. God, man. You know, all the WWE marks are going to like, hey, we won, and then all the AEW guys are going to like, yeah, one win. Next week you're going to do like 800, like 6 to 800,000. It's going to go downhill after that. Pretty much. I mean, we'll see what happens with that. So, I mean, NXT wanted to win this war because they lost it last year because they didn't have star power. So they had to bring back the Undertaker, the Goat of all goats, Cena, Asuka, Eli Drake. You know, Mommy Rhea Ripley was on the show. Dom Dom. You know, Paul Heyman, the Wise Man, Cody. They had to bring a lot of stars that just beat AEW once this year. Sad. That's sad. They'll probably do it next year, too. You know it's coming next year. Or maybe, yeah, probably either end of, I doubt the end of this year. By the end of this year, there might be another one, but we'll have to see what happens with that, but most likely next year, when the baseball playoffs come your way, the NBA playoffs, I mean, Dynamite and Rampage and Collision especially are going to be all over the place. Different times. I mean, Rampage, we'll probably get Rampage like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and nobody's going to watch. Because everybody will be at work. Like, oh, you'll be at work, 3 o'clock. Oh, snap, Rampage is on. Can't get out of work yet. Damn. Unless you're going to watch it on your phone, which I don't advise, but I advise you just to DVR it if you're at work. Unless you work from home, like me. But it is what it is, and that's pretty much it. Alright, so let's get into this review, and then we're going to hit the bed, and then we're going to just talk about AEW tomorrow and the ratings, and then anything else really that comes your way tomorrow. And then Thursday, probably take all day off, and then I'll do Ring of Honor Thursday night. When I get done with my errands, I got a lot of things to do Thursday. I'll be out all fucking day. It's gonna be crazy. And then Friday we'll talk about We'll do SmackDown Friday night. Saturday's gonna be interesting because I got Rampage. I'll do Rampage Saturday afternoon, early Saturday afternoon, because I got things to do Saturday night. But we'll see what happens with that. So Collision will come your way Sunday, early Sunday. Before I have Sunday dinner and my other things I got to do Sunday. So that'll come your way after that, and then pretty much back to normal next week. So we got that. Alright, so let's get into this review, and that's it. Alright, so like I said, I'm doing NXT now. I'll do AEW Dynamite tomorrow, after sometime tomorrow afternoon. And then I'll do the ratings, like I said, and that'll be it. I have nothing else to do. Unless something comes up tomorrow that I want to talk about, but we'll see what happens with that. Alright. So, NXT tonight, I thought was solid. The end was great. Great ending. And that's it. So, we start off from the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. And our commentary team, as always, the man with the creepy jacket, and soon, the kids, he has his candy, Mr. Vic Joseph, man with the creepy jacket, Vic Joseph, and his tag team partner, the Hall of Famer, two-time Hall of Famer, Mr. Man who smokes a lot of weed, and that's Booker T, sucker! And that's it. Alright, so we start off NXT, which we didn't start up with his guy, but we start off with, for the first time ever in NXT, in the Capitol Wrestling Center, we have Cody Rhodes. Yeah, Cody! MDK all day, Cody, you bitch. So Cody comes out, people sing the goddamn theme song. Adrenaline in my soul, Cody Rhodes cutting another boring as fuck promo. No! He needs to change that theme song up, man. I mean, Downstate's a great band and all, but Kingdom is getting really, really... Ugh. It's just getting boring. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Oh, but what about Judas? Judas has been out for like 2 years. Actually, it's been out for like about a year, almost 2 years. But Judas is a banger. Kingdom is the same thing. You can, it's stuck in your head. But Judas, I think, is a way better song than Kingdom. Way better. But I digress. Even Metalingus for, hey kids, it's Edge. Timeless. And Edge actually said in an interview that he would not be, he wouldn't put it past to go back to Rob Zombie and Never Gonna Stop. I wouldn't mind that. I would not mind him going back to Rob Zombie. That song's a banger too, man. Anything Edge would Edge is a metalhead, so he can come out to end this moment if he wanted to. That'll make me happy, but... we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so Cody comes out, big Cody chant, and then he's like, and then we get a, yeet! Can you feel him now? You feel me? Can you feel him, sir? Can you feel him? Sir. Sir! Sir! Can you feel him? That clip from freaking Fastlane is just hilarious. Both Cody and freaking Jey Uso drunk off their ass. Drunk and high, probably. You feel me? Can you feel him, sir? Anyway, so Cody, as soon as he gets on the mic, you know what he's gonna say. So, NXT Universe, what do you want to talk about? Missionary Cody. That's what he is. Same thing. Every single time. But it's like missionary position every single night. Ugh. Yeah. Roman's right, man. Freaking Cena and freaking Cody. Same fucking boring as fuck promos. That's why, that's why they're called missionary men. Cody and John. Missionary men. See, Roman, he don't do that shit on the island of relevancy. I don't even do it. I don't even start in a missionary position, It's whatever Rosa feels like, really. But, or anybody, Oscar or whatever. But, might start off in missionary position where we don't end in it, because, it's boring. You're doing all the work, making the girl feel good, and then, it's like, oh, this is boring. This is boring. I mean, can we spice it up? Let me bang you from behind, or you get on top of my dick from behind, or on top, or whatever. Sideways, scissor, Froggy style. I don't give a shit. Whatever way you want to do it, then do it. But if you're just gonna if you're doing it missionary position all the time, it's boring. Boring. But I digress. Anyway, so Cody says I'd be lying if I said I ever thought about standing in this particular ring, NXT ring, but it just feels right. He says, it's the roads, it's Florida, we spill blood all over the place in this state. So, he has an announcement. Oh, no, not one announcement. I got a few announcements. I'm like, God damn, we already know about one of them, which was the Dusty Rhodes Classic. And then he has two more. I'm like, oh, now what? So, his first announcement was, after the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament ends, which probably end around, we got, I think, one or two matches to go in the tournament before the semifinals, which I think the finals will be at night 1 and night 2 of Halloween Havoc. But anyway, after that tournament ends, the men's tournament will begin. Oh, Trick Williams better win that if he's in it. I think he will. He should be. If he's not, that's just wrong. I mean, who else is going to be in that tournament that could win the tournament? Who's a breakout star? Or Menza? Nah. Eddie Thorpe? Possible. Axiom? Nathan Frazier? I love this. It's gonna either Axiom, Nathan Frazier, maybe Reggie, Scripps, I'm sorry, Reggie. It's Reggie. Don't call him Scripps, it's Reggie. Reggie could be in it. I wouldn't put it past, Channing Lorenzo Stacks to be in it. I'd like to see him in it. Who else on that goddamn roster? Duke Hudson. Not Duke Hudson. I gotta think of the roster now. Let me see here. I have to put Trick in because I don't know who else could be in it and could possibly win it. So if Trick is in it, he's definitely winning. I think he's gonna be in the finals against who? I don't care. Either be Nathan Frazier or Ben Frazier. We call him Ben Frazier. Ben Frazier, Axiom, Reggie. We'll have to see what happens with that. Maybe one of the Puerto Gangsters. I don't know. That's that. So, the men's tournament will begin probably after Halloween Havoc. So, all through November, we got that. And the finals will most likely be at Deadline on December the 9th. So, we got that. That's pretty nice. Alright, so then he says, I keep hearing when he was going to be here about a certain tag team tournament. So you know what's coming. So the second announcement is the return of the Dusty Rhodes, baby. Big Dream Dusty Rhodes. I like the bacon, baby. I hate my son, Cody. So the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic also coming back. Don't know when that's going to start. But I bet you nothing that the finals for that will be at Deadline. At least the finals. I think the NXT Tag Team belts will probably be sometime by the end of the year. We'll see that. So that's the second announcement. But he has one more announcement. I'm like, what could be that? What could be better than the Dusty Rhodes Classic? So the final announcement is on perhaps the biggest night in NXT history. Well, we won't find out until tomorrow. He says, I have the privilege of being your special guest GM of NXT tonight. I'm like, oh, that's not even an announcement. That's boring. Come on. So we get that, and then after that, I thought it was like, gory. Are we going to get a fourth announcement? I hope not. But anyway, we have the champ at the NXT World Heavyweight Champion, the Russian Dragon, Ilya Dragunov. He comes out, this. Gotta love Ilya Dragunov, man. He just, the Tsar. So, he stands opposite Cody, and it was his birthday earlier today. Well, it's 2:25 in the morning. Well, but his birthday was tonight. So, happy birthday to Ilya Dragunov and also to Tony Khan. And, well, Tony Khan had a pretty good birthday tonight, too. And anybody else born on October the 10th, 2023, happy birthday to you. Oh, special belated birthday to my mom. My other mom, Sharon Osbourne. I forgot how old she is. Well, she's old. But, yeah, so, happy birthday to my metal, well, my real metal mom. You know, we call Maria Brink as, the mother of mayhem, but that's not, But I like to have her as my mom. But, but my real metal mom will and always will be Sharon Osbourne. But after that, number 2 will be Maria Brink. We got that. So anyway, we got happy birthday to Shannon! Shannon! Ozzy! Eat your carrot cake, Ozzy! What do you mean, eat my carrot cake? I don't like these bubbles flying around, Shannon! Evil! What the fuck is so evil about what bubbles, Shannon? I'm Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Bloody Darkness! The fuck, man? Gotta love Ozzy, man. Ozzy's birthday's coming up pretty soon. Same month as me. It just feels great, man. I told you, I'm the adopted Osbourne. I am, man. It's true, too. I mean, Ozzy said it himself. I love Peter Gilmore as a son. I love that man. I love him more than Jack! Give me a drink, Jack! There's some water over there. Is that yours, Ozzy? Water? Not water. Anyway, so happy birthday to Sharon, and later this month, Kelly Osbourne's birthday, same day as my actual dad. That's crazy. And then I think Jack Osbourne's birthday is in, I think, November. And then December is Ozzy. And then the week after that is Maria Brink and Chris Howarth, almost in the same week, basically. And then a week after that is my birthday, the greatest day in the world, we all know that. And the same day as the Lord Jesus Christ, the Lord. And another great legend, metal god that he is. No, not Rob Halford, but he is a metal god. And that is, let me kill myself for more than we play rock and roll. Rock out with your cook out, alright? I tell you, man, I am gifted and blessed to be born in the same month with those great people. And born on the same day as Lemmy. I didn't even know that until when Lemmy died. Back in 2015, I believe. 14 or 15, I think it was 15, actually. I didn't know that until when I did the video, and I read the copy. It's like, damn, he was born on my birthday? What? Thank you, Lord. And I'm born on the same day as Jesus, I mean. And really, I was supposed to be born the week before Jesus and Lemmy, but, didn't want to come out. No, I will not come out the week before Christmas, no! Gotta wait for the Lord. But yeah, we got that, and it's amazing that I'm so blessed. I'm so thankful that I'm born in that great month of December. It's great. Legends. Ozzy, Maria, and Chris from In This Moment, who basically saved my life back in 2006. I almost committed the cardinal sin. Not that cardinal sin, The ultimate cardinal sin, offering myself on the line. As the new people say, on the live yourself. Just can't say suicide on the live. Oh, we can't say that on YouTube. Oops, I said it. It is what it is. That's that. Before I continue, happy Mental Health Day. It was World Mental Health Day today. Which was a sad day for a lot of people that deal with mental health on a daily basis, like myself. And other people that deal with this really kind of troubling disease, be autism or mostly depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, or ADD, all those mental illnesses and diseases that, it's hard. Some of them are hard to get over, and it is what it is. But I read a tweet from Rosemary today, and freaking it got me really emotional, and because she was talking about her diary, that video diary that Impact put out. If you haven't seen that, I think YouTube might have it, or just look it up on Google. Just Google it. Look up the Diary of Rosemary, Courtney Rush, whatever you want to call her. Same person. But yeah, she put up a tweet about that today, and got me all shook up, because she deals with anxiety and depression. We lost a lot of good people to that stupid goddamn disease, depression and anxiety, and people bullying people to the point where they just, Hannah, almost said Hannah. Why do I thinking of Hannah Montana when I think of Hannah Kimura? I don't know. Hanna-Barbera? No. But yeah, Hannah Kimura. We lost Daphne. I still miss Daphne to this day. We lost Daphne to depression, anxiety, suicide, stuff like that. Chester Bennington from Linkin Park, depression and anxiety. I think Chris Cornell, I gotta check the video on that. Chris Cornell, I believe, anxiety and depression. I would say Kurt Cobain, but really the fame got to him and he couldn't deal with it, so he shot himself in the head. That's suicide, so he, got that, and all the other people that have died from basically committed suicide because of depression, anxiety. Even actors like Robin Williams and other people that have either killed themselves because of manic depression or schizophrenia or whatever. Just a really sad day, but it is what it is. And if you're dealing with mental illness, just know that you're not alone. We're all the same. We're not alone. We gotta keep fighting this battle that probably gonna be with us for the rest of our lives. But take each day as it comes, like I say in my death videos. Take each day as it comes, and keep fighting. Keep fighting. That's pretty much it. Just don't let all the people put you down and all that shit. They'll say some bad things like, "Oh, you should kill yourself." And what happens when they do? Whose fault is that? Not the person that got killed. It's your fault because you drove him to the edge of insanity. I mean, I've been there many times. Many times. But you know what saved me? Music. And good friends. Don't do it. But, if you're thinking about committing suicide, don't do it. Don't do it. Even even my cat thinks, would say that too. He's like, don't do it! The wrestling cat. It is what it is. Yep, she wants some treats, I'll give it to her later. Not those type of treats, you fucking idiots, because I don't do that shit. Call me a cat diddler all you want. Just a bad joke that just went wrong, and, people are like, oh, you raped your cat! It is, it's so stupid. I get actual, real, human pussy, okay? I don't do that shit. I don't abuse my animals like that. Like certain people I know. I'm not gonna say who, but I think we all know who. We all know who did it. But, he'll never live that down. And, even the stupid joke that I said last year, people will still talk about it when they shouldn't be talking about it, but pretty much now it's irrelevant. But still people call me cat diddler and whatever, pedophile, which they have no proof of that. So you can call me cat diddler all you want, but I actually get more real human pussy than you do, so. And I love animals. Not like that, but I love animals. Not like Vince McMahon. I love... No, that's not what I meant. But, yeah. I'm not an animal abuser, and if I was, Peter would be at my door. He's like, what are you doing to your animals? I don't do anything to my animals. I feed them, I take care of them, best I can. Give them a lot of love and support, but not that kind of love. No, I'm not one of those idiots that, you see on the internet, girls having sex with horses and shit. Like, ugh. Nasty. Just nasty shit. I'm like, I don't do, not that kind of guy. Come on. Only dumbasses would think that. Because they took something I said, and, as I always do, spin it into their own narrative, and think, he's this and that, he's a bad person for doing that. I'm not a bad person. I'm not. And we get that. And speaking of the wrestling cat, what are you doing down there? She likes to play with my shoe. Watch out for the shoe! Yeah, she just likes to roam around and be weird sometimes. But she's the official wrestling cat. WJ had his cat, but my Zuzu's way better than that cat. Way better. And WJ's cat, God rest that cat's mighty soul, but still could have had a steel cage match with Zuzu, and Zuzu still would have won. Never happened. Oh well. But God rest that cat's mighty soul. And my, all the animals I've had. God rest their mighty soul. They're living over the Rainbow Bridge. That's pretty much it. I wonder if Rainbow Bright's over the Rainbow Bridge. Fits, right? Rainbow Bright? Okay, it's Rainbow Bright. She's on the Rainbow Bridge. Let's go see her.
You idiot. We're not going anywhere. We're gonna stay here in this swamp.
Oh, come on, Murky. Murky and Lurky Dismal. The best tag team ever. Better than Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. It's true. It is damn true. Murky and Lurky were one laps around freaking Cody and Jey Uso. I said that to Ethan for chat. Everybody laughed. But it is what it is. Even Skeletor would kick Cody's ass.
Until we meet again!
Pretty much. Alright, enough about that. Enough about kitty stuff. Alright, let's be serious now. Yeah. And if you don't like me going a lot, just, wet my whistle, if you will. So if you don't like it, too fucking bad. And that's that. It's called having a lot of phlegm in my mouth. No, it's not called that. When I talk, I gotta, breathe. So it doesn't, I'm not choking on anything or anything, anything like that. I just gotta take a moment to collect myself. And that's that. Alright, so where was I? I forgot where I was. Where were we? I don't know. Alright, so once again, for those tuning in, Cody's first announcement was that the men's breakout tournament will begin after the women's tournament ends at Halloween Havoc. The second announcement was the Dusty Rhodes Classic will be coming back for the men. Well, just the men, because there is no women. Unless the women's tag team belts get defended, which they should. And I kind of agree with Issa and everybody online, everybody on Twitter, that the undisputed tag team belts should be defended. Cody and Jay should be in that fucking tournament. Well, are they? Probably not. There's a lot of tag teams in NXT. You got the Barrica Gangsters, you got the Mexican Wolves, Humberto Carrillo, and Angel Garza. You got the Creed Brothers. Who else you got? Gallus, Wolfgang, and one of Marker Joe Coffey. You got them. You got Malik Blade and Idris Enofe. The jobbers. So that's 5. Then you got Tony D and Stacks will be 6. And then maybe you throw in a tag team, or make a makeshift tag team like Butch and Matt Riddle. The what do they call them? The Bro Stallions or whatever they call them. I forgot what they're called. The Broskis or I don't know what they're called. Ricochet and freaking Malachi Black. DIY, Ciampa and Gargano. So, the Dusty Rhodes Classic is going to be pretty good, depending, who's in it. I got that. And the third announcement was that he's going to be GM for the night. So, like I said, Dragunov comes out, and his birthday was today. Same thing with Tony Khan. So, he comes out and says, I couldn't pass up this opportunity to welcome you to NXT, Cody. And then says, his announcements bring hope to the future of the brand. Well, yeah, kind of. Bring excitement and breathe life into NXT. But I just wanted to meet you. You bring this passion, this energy, the will to suffer for the entire WWE Universe. You're a great man, Cody. Then he says, Cody fights with a fire, pushes everything he does to the next level. I don't know about that. Then he says, it's something he wants to do like Cody. You want to finish the story? You finished it! Well, when NXT, you finished it. Anyway. He says, it's something I promised to do to push the brand to the next level with only the fire that the Mad Dragon can blow. And then we hear the music of Dominic Guerrero ese Latino Heat, along with Mommy Rhea Ripley. Dom won the NXT North American title back last week from Trick Williams. Mommy's still your reigning defending World Women's Champion. So they come out, and, Dom's, life's a party. He says, you guys are patting each other on the back. Yeah, they're patting each other on the back, like Barry Horowitz. God, he should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way. And a lot of other jobbers that should be in the Hall of Fame, like Barry! Oh! And, you know what else should be in the Hall of Fame? Outback Jack. If he's not in already, he should be. Tiny kangaroo down, spot. Tiny kangaroo down. Jim Powers was a jobber until he met Paul Roma. Paul Roma was a jobber too, at one point. And then it became Power and Glory. before, well, yeah, they were a tag team, but no, they weren't Power and Glory. I think the early version of Power and Glory, and then Hercules Hernandez became Power, and then Paul Roman became really Glory. But yeah. Whatever. Got that Barry O, and then I think the other one was, what was his name? Barry Gill, I think his name was. Back in the 80s, Iron Mike Sharp. That the only jobber in the Hall of Fame is Iron Mike Sharp, and he only won one match. I think, I'm not sure on this, but Doink, the original Doink, if he's not in the Hall of Fame, he should be in the Hall of Fame. That's Steve Lombardi. Steve Lombardi, the Brooklyn Brawler, should be in the Hall of Fame. Just as Steve Lombardi. I mean, he played so many freaking characters, which is insane. But we all know him as Steve Lombardi, a.k.a. the Brooklyn Brawler, a.k.a. Doink 1. And then they had Doink 2, and I forgot what his name was. But, I miss the jobbers, man. I miss the jobbers of the 80s now, man. But now, I mean, you look now in the scope of professional wrestling, you look at jobbers now WWE has, a few jobbers here and there, like, well, they used to have Tamina, but, I hate to say it, but Xia Li. I mean, when was the last time she won a match? Or what had a match? Well, she's going to have one probably Monday night against Becky. We all know she's not going to win that. Ariane from the Funkadactyls, Miss Ariane is that thought Melina versus Alicia Fox was the match of the year. Stone was like, what? What? Why would you pick that match? I mean, what's your favorite match of all time?
Melina versus Alicia Fox. What?
What? She should have been. I think she got kicked out the first freaking day, I think. Because, Stone Cold was like, get out of here. Why would you... And then he's like, why would you pick that? Oh, I just like the match. I guess you haven't watched wrestling in 20 years. How old are you? I'm 25. You're just watching wrestling now. Or watched it a couple years ago when you were in your teens. Melina and Alicia Fox. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of my fucking ring. Oh, that was me. You know what I would say? Macho Man Randy Savage and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, WrestleMania 3. That is my all-time favorite match. Of all time. There's no denying that. There is no denying it. I mean, even though they got upstaged by Hogan and Andre, still, that match is just the greatest match, period. End of story. So, anyway, let me move on. Alright, so Dom and Rhea come out. Dom says they're patting each other on the back like Barry Horowitz. And the WWE Universe is here to see the greatest superstar NXT has to offer, which is him. You mean Mello? No, that's him. Him. And then Dom gets a, "You suck!" chant. Come on, it's Dominic Guerrero, the son of Eddie Guerrero. By the way, his birthday was a couple of days ago. Well, a couple of days ago, about a week or so ago. So, Eddie, happy birthday, I say. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, go eat something. Anyway. Then Dom says that Ilya may be the NXT champion, but you don't compare to me, because I'm the true Double A champion. Double A? Okay. Trying to take a page out of Mello's book, who was the A champ. So now I guess he's Double A. Not Art Anderson, but Double A. So Dom says, if you want to feel Cody's energy, can you feel him now, sir? Ask him about his energy levels every time the Judgment Day has left him laying. Not lately there, Dom. Not lately. But anyway, Ilya's not surprised Dom came out to talk. Excuse me. When no one in the arena wants to even hear the sound of his goddamn voice. He says, my father used to work in a prison. Really? And he knows how to turn a barking dog into a sweet little puppy. Aww. And then Rhea whispers something into Dom's ear. I wanna fuck you. And then Dom suggests that he wants to have an NXT title match against Ilya to prove that he's the man he says he is. So I'm like, wow, Dom getting an NXT title match? Okay. So Cody says Dom isn't willing to put his North American title on the line, so we get a title for title match. Or all in match. What do you call that a match? Can't think of the well, basically, not everything goes. I can't think of it. God damn it. Yeah, both titles online. Just say that. Okay, I'll say that. So Rhea says Dom's been carrying WWE on his back all year and just won the belt again, so she doesn't believe. And then Ilya's like, I don't give a shit. Says today's a day of celebration, and as a gift to myself on my birthday, I couldn't imagine anything better than eating a man like Dom alive in the ring. That sounds vulgar. And he says, Rhea, darling, I'm gonna smash you, boy. Okay, you're not Roman, you're not smashing anything, okay? Stop it. Get some help there, Ilya Dragunov. Get some help. Alright, so Cody's like, well, since I'm GM, that match is official. Well, you're not Adam Pearce either. But here's the problem. Knowing what he knows about the Judgment Day, you know, they're going to be all around the ring. You know, Finn might be there. Might be there. JD McStupido will be there. Mommy Rhea Ripley obviously will be there. And then Poppy Priest will be there. So he's like, this match needs a special guest referee. And everybody's like, yeah, it's going to be him, right? Wrong. He's like, it's the hottest star in WWE today, and that man is Eli Drake. That's not an insult. That's a fact of life. So Eli is back in NXT for one night only. That's a good referee. Yeah. So, alright. So we got Ilya Dragunov against Dom for the NXT World Heavyweight Championship with Mr. Eli Drake as the special ref. I like it. Let's do it. Right, Paul Stanley? Let's do it. Okay. No, I'm not doing you. But, whatever. Let's do it, ladies. Anyway, we move on. So we got that. So I gave that first long segment, went head-to-head with Brian first Christian came on the air. Right before, as soon as the signature played for WWE, and before Cody came out, Christian was in the production truck doing a promo. So that was that. Then as NXT started and Cody came out, AEW started with a banger with Bryan Danielson and Isaiah Swerve Strickland. That match was great. And AEW didn't even go to commercial for an hour. Good stuff, Tony Khan. Good stuff. And even, and NXT went 30 minutes commercial free. But still, as soon as 8:30 hit, commercial, picture-in-picture. I don't think we went to picture-in-picture for AEW that whole hour. Not till about 9 o'clock, we went to commercials and picture-in-picture for AEW Dynamite. So Tony Khan, smart. It's like, fuck those bills, we ain't paying no bills till 9 o'clock. So we got that. Alright, move on. Then we see a blue car come into the dreaded parking lot earlier in the day, and out comes John Cena, making his NXT debut. And he's going to be in Carmelo Hayes' corner later on against Bron Breakker, who's going to have the wise man, Paul Heyman, in his. So, somehow, someway, John Cena did not get beat up in the parking lot. We haven't seen a parking lot brawl since Rhea Corbin and Bron Breakker a couple weeks ago. So, I think, maybe Shawn Michaels hires a ton of security, maybe actual good security to kind of monitor the parking lot. I guess that's a good thing. And we move on. We got that. Then we have Quinn McKay, or Kelly Kincaid, whose in-ring career is over. She retired, but her announcing backstage gig still going on. So Quinn McKay is in the NXT viewing room, which is packed. Good thing. Good. So all the people that weren't used tonight get to watch in the lounge. Look at that. Alright, so after all that, the first segment, and then we see Cena arrive to the arena. We go to our first official match of the night. It's a pretty good women's match, going head to head with Swerve and Bryan Danielson. I think it ended. I think Bryan and Swerve ended after this match ended. I could be wrong, but anyway. So we had Roxanne Perez, taking on my first wife, former NXT Women's Champion, undefeated, never lost the belt because she was undefeated for 520. Well, she held the belt for 522 days, and then went right up to the main roster after that. After a year and a half of dominance, went up to the main roster, still was undefeated, and then loses to fucking Charlotte Flair. Why? WrestleMania 32. Why? I still don't understand that decision. That was a bad decision. Among the other WrestleMania she should have won. 0-6. I really hope next year she does not lose. I hope she wins. And she should be facing Io at WrestleMania 40. Or maybe her and Kyrie go for the tag team belts and win. Because Kyrie's basically, it's imminent she's gonna be back. Don't know when. I hope soon. Because she finished up with Stardom. She had her last match, I think a couple of days ago. So she's basically on her way to SmackDown. Thank the Lord she's not on Raw. Have to get her away from Nia Jax for the love of all that is holy. But you know that when the draft comes up next year, they'll drag Nia Jax over to SmackDown. So Kyrie has to be, put in harm's way again. I hope not. I hope Nia Jax either gets released again or stays on Raw next year. But we'll see. But anyway, move on. So Roxy versus Asuka. This match was pretty good. Shotzi Blackheart returns to NXT and goes on commentary and then tells everybody, "Hey, guess what? I'm the host again for Halloween Havoc!" Yay! Should have been The Undertaker. I'm sorry. I mean, Shotzi has that YouTube channel with Scarlett Bordeaux where they're going to haunted mansions, or they're going, ghost hunting, basically. With, her and her husband, Killer Cross. Doing this YouTube show. They had, Dom Dom and Mommy Rhea Ripley on the first episode. And then I think the second episode was Ciampa. Then the latest episode is with Gallows and Anderson. I think most of the OC. Okay. You're just trying to one up Jack Osborne, right? Not gonna happen. Not happening. I mean, I love Jack Osborne's paranormal shit. I do. I love the show he's on. That he's doing now on the Travel Channel. The one with him and his mom. What was that, Osborne's Wanna Believe. Loved it for 2 seasons. It should have came back for a 3rd season. I don't know if it is or not, but, So he's got that. They got the Osborne's podcast, which is on YouTube. It's freaking funny as fuck. But, yeah, I mean, everybody and their mother wants to do a fucking paranormal type show. Or a podcast, if you will. Well, I can't even do a podcast. I mean, they want to do, a YouTube channel, going to, just, places that are haunted and shit, trying to emulate. It's like, oh, let's go ghost hunting! Leave it to the experts. like Jack Osborne and people that are on the Travel Channel. Just saying, but no, I mean it's not a bad show, but I mean you got a hottie like Scarlett Bordeaux, and then you got Shotzi, who's just the way she is. But we move on. So anyway, Shotzi on commentary lets us know that she's going to be hosting Halloween Havoc again for the second I think she's second year. Well, I know it's the second year in a row. She did it last year, and I think she did it the first year. So this is the third time. I could be wrong, but anyway, so it's also with Roxy and Asuka locking up. Asuka with a wrist lock, circa 1905, puts Roxy on the mat. Roxy kips up, reverses it, gets taken to the mat with a fireman's carry, basic mat wrestling. Roxy then gets a 1 count on Asuka, but gets knocked back, down, and then Asuka lets her get up. Okay, so we have a little tussle. Roxy with a waist lock into a headlock, and then goes off the ropes, runs into Asuka, who doesn't go down. If you played SmackDown vs. Raw, you know what I mean. Then we get some shoves, and then Roxy, you shouldn't have done what you did, and slapped my wife in the mouth. How dare you? That kind of woke Asuka up. So she ducks some shots, goes into the ropes for a leaping shoulder block takedown, knocks Asuka to the outside. She goes to dive through the ropes, but gets knocked in the fucking face. And then Asuka goes up top for a missile front drop kick. She hits that. Goes for the cover, gets a near fall. And then she's like, Giant! Shoves her head, like pie faces her. That kind of really woke Roxy up. Hits a shot to the gut. Gets kicked in the gut. Then in the head. Oh, Roxy. Roxy showing a little bit of feist. Feisty. I like it. Then we get a hair pull toss. Obviously, we get one of those. Then a charging knee in the corner by Asuka, followed by a boot choke. Then she goes right to the mat with a shoulder lock. Not the Asuka lock, the shoulder lock. Roxy gets to her feet, gets a shot, but Asuka with a wrist lock takedown. Then they go back and forth a little bit. We get a Roxy with this time she hits the dive on the Asuka, knocking her down on the outside. Rolls her back in, hits a splash in the corner. She tries to go for it again. Asuka gets a back elbow, climbs the ropes, but Roxy cuts her off. Leads some punches from the second rope until Asuka slides under, but Roxy comes back with a high cross body for a near fall. Then goes to some ground and pound on the Empress of Tomorrow, my first wife Asuka. Goes off the ropes, but Asuka with a roundhouse kick knocked her out. But somehow Roxy kicked out at 2. Then Asuka goes after Roxy, gets rolled up for a near fall, again and again and again. Asuka counters the third one into the Asuka lock, but Roxy flipped over with a nice looking pinfall attempt, but thankfully Asuka kicked out at 2. But Asuka reapplies the hold, and then starts hitting her in the freaking head. Then a spin kick, connects, and then Roxy's like off her, like loopy, and then Asuka finishes off with a knockout kick, like almost like a buzzsaw kick, like Tajiri would hit. 1, 2, 3, my first wife, Asuka, still undefeated in NXT. She gets the win in a little over 6 minutes. Match was decent, and I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, we see Asuka kind of like bowing, showing respect to Roxy. So we get that. She leaves, and then Kiana James comes out of nowhere, attacks Roxy. Then Shotzi gets up off commentary, takes her down on the outside. Then she gets in the ring and helps Roxy up, and holds her hand up. So I bet you nothing. We're probably gonna see Shotzi back in NXT facing off against Kiana James. But we'll see what happens with that. Let me move on. Alright, then we go to a video from earlier in the day where the Wise Man, my name is Paul Heyman, arrives at NXT and he survives the parking lot. There must have been some good security. Maybe at the security was in the parking lot. I don't know. But he survived the parking lot. Let me move on. Alright, then we see Gallus getting psyched up for their Pub Rules match with the Brawling Brutes of Ridge Holland and Butch, along with Tyler Bate. So we see that. And then we see Butch basically telling Tyler Bate he needs the guy that he fought across Europe, and then formed a tag team with, British Strong Style. So Tyler Bate says, I'm ready, and then Ridge Holland comes in, says it's fight night! And then we get Banga! After Banga! After Banga! And we get that. Alright, then we go to match number 2, the Pub Rules match, which is basically hardcore match. Don't know Falls Count Anywhere, but basically anything goes match. This match was freaking insane. We got a bar with some brew, some ale, Guinness, I don't know what it was. But this match was crazy. Butch sticks a dart into Joe Coffey's hand. Ow! And Ridge Holland takes advantage of Mark having a fire extinguisher. Couldn't even get the goddamn thing to work. Then he puts something inside a trash can, and then Tyler Bate throws a bowling ball into the trash can, and I think it was Ridge Holland charges with a running cross body block into the legs and body. I think it was of Mark Coffey. That was insane. Tyler Bate grabs a pool cue, goes bink. I was like, ooh, that was nasty. Butch almost got hurt in this match because he came up grabbing his quad, wolfgang his leg. Hopefully he didn't get hurt. He still finished the match, but it was going crazy. Wolfgang dumps everyone over and then dives over the top onto the Brawling Brutes. And then Bate with a kick to the head goes up top for that diving reverse elbow. Or reverse elbow. Caught by Joe Coffey and German suplex. That was crazy. Joe flips Bate over and puts him in an upside down stretch. It looked like he was gonna put him in a pile driver position, and then he just locked him in with a submission. I was like, jeez, Jesus, like Zandig would say. John Zandig, not Zandig. No, from the band Zandig. But John Zandig, Jesus! Get that. And then Ridge Holland comes in with a pull cue to the back, which obliterates. Then he puts Joe in a Boston Crab. Butch comes in and catches Mark in a Kimura lock. And then Tyler Bate, not to be outdone, grabs Wolfgang, tries to put him in a submission. Mark picks Butch up, powerbombs him onto Tyler Bate. Ow. And then Ridge Holland goes to the outside. And the slobber knocker continues. But we're getting to the end. I think it was Mark Coffey takes out Butch, sets him up on the table, comes out for a beer on the commentary booth. Who's thirsty? Good old-fashioned beer. Comes in, pours it on Butch, because he was thirsty, I guess. And then Tyler Bate grabs the mug, shatters it over Joe Coffey's head. Ow! Damn, this was a bar fight. I mean, legit. Anyway, then we get the triple powerbomb of doom on Joe Coffey through the table, and they win the match. There was a pinfall. So Tyler Bate and the Brawling Brutes of Butch and Ridge Holland get the win. Oh, this match was great. 3.25 out of 5 stars. I loved it. And really, whatever AEW had, it was like, not so good now. Look at that. Let me move on. Alright, after that we get a preview, part 1 of the Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria match that's going to happen at Night 1 of Halloween Havoc for the NXT Women's Championship. Playing off that they come from Dublin. They have in parallel journeys. We see them in NXT. Becky's rise from NXT from NXT up to the main roster, Lyra's journey through NXT so far. We got that. And then after that, we go to Mackenzie Mitchell with Lyra Valkyria, the lassie from Ireland, who starts to talk about the importance of the match, and then Rainbow Bright comes out, Tegan Knox, to congratulate her on getting the shot. Lyra starts to talk about Tegan's loss on Monday Night Raw last night. Tegan says, well, your match has to wait because I want your shot. Lyra says, well, this is the biggest match of my career, and I'm not letting you or anyone else get in my way. So we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, there we see John Cena walking backstage. He's gonna grace us with his presence next. So we're gonna break, we come back, Cena's in the ring. The fans like, do. Gets on the mic, says, that's the most street cred he's got in the last 10 years. Really, street cred? Okay. He says, everyone talks about how NXT is the future, but they can't see that they're making history tonight. Says Cody's the GM, Eli Drake is the guest ref. We just had a fight in a pub. Well, pub rules match, not in a pub. He's like, I still want a drink. So why don't you just go to the back and get one, or drink before you came out? Go to catering and get a soda, whatever. Anyway, he said, this is what makes this place great. All the fans and what happens in the ring every Tuesday night. And there's nothing like being here in this room, and it's very, very long overdue. Yeah, pretty much. Whoops. Went ahead of my notes. Where am I here? Okay. So Cena says, it's an honor being with you guys, the fans. He's not unique in that. And then Eli Drake and Cody come out, and the fans like, thank you, Cena! Cena sucks! And he says, honesty is a core value, and he appreciates that. Then there's a whole roster of guys kicking the doors of NXT down. And yeah, they're Raw, they are SmackDown, and they are NXT. So Cena says that he had to answer when Mello called, says they share the same values of hustle, loyalty, and respect. Fine knuckle shuffle. Hey kids. So then out comes Bron Breakker. And Bron's in the aisleway and asks how John's doing. How you doing, John? How you doing? And then he gets in the ring. Cena says it's like a dog pound in a karaoke bar. And then we see a Bron Breakker sucks sign. Cena says, I've heard this before, but it's nice when the music changes. Yeah, because your theme song's any better, right? So Bron says it's a big night for NXT, but says the people didn't come here to see you, John. They came to see me. I don't know about that. Really came to see the GOAT of all goats, The Undertaker. So he says they have everyone fooled and living in Fantasyland, thinking that Mello can actually beat me. So then Cena says that everyone knows this business is in your blood, meaning Rick, Uncle Rick and Scott Steiner. And you're athletically gifted, but we also know that your glaring weakness is your attitude. You lack respect, and I didn't come out to run you down, but now that you're here, this is going to be a teachable moment. Okay, you're not Andre Chase, okay? Stop it. Get some help. And he's excited for the match, and respectfully wishes him good luck. So he extends his hand for a handshake. Bron's not going to take that. Bron responds with a big right hand, knocking Cena down. Then he waits, he looks for that mean-ass, not even great spear, because we all know the greatest spear in the world is Roman. But I digress. And Cena gets up, Bron charges, and Cena moved. Then he goes to the AA, Bron escapes, and heads out. So we get that. Alright, so I gave this segment 3.25 out of 5 stars. And we move on to see what happens with Bron Breaker and Mello coming up in a little bit. That's that. Alright, then we go to the back where we see Cody once again, and he walks up to, guess what? He's here. My cousin, Tony D'Angelo. Cousin, I know you know, I'm sorry to wake you up. Come here for a second. Here he comes. Tony, my cousin. Hey, Tony, cousin. My cousin, ladies and gentlemen, my legit cousin, Tony D'Angelo, who gets you a chicken parmesan hero for $2. $2 and a Coke for free. But if you want a Coke by yourself, it's $2. $2! So anyway, him and Stacks are backstage with Cody, and Cody's like, hey, what's going on, guys? So, Tony D and Stacks have a problem. And that problem is, we're looking for our next opponents for the NXT Tag Team belts. So, they come up with an idea, and it's kind of complicated. How they explain it. It's like, oh, we're going to have a Tag Team Battle Royal. Blah, blah, blah. So, Cody says, well, I'm from Georgia, so how about we have a 10-man over-the-top Tag Team Battle Royal, and the winner will face you guys at Halloween Havoc for the NXT Tag Team belts. So, he makes it official for next week. So, we have this 10-man over-the-top Tag Team Battle Royal. Basically, all the tag teams you saw at the last pay-per-view. You saw it for No Mercy, except for maybe Malik Blade and Idris Enofe. I think one other tag team I might be missing. But anyway, Cody sets it for next week, and he calls it the Bada Boom, Bada Bing Battle Royal. It's catchy. You know, we should be a special guest referee, Tony Soprano. Bada Boom, Bada Bing. Maybe DDP should be the referee. You know, he always says, Bada Boom, Bada Bing, Bada Bah! Like the Gilmore cutter. Because you never see it coming. It's way better than the Diamond Cutter, way better than the RKO. Way better. But I digress. Alright, so that's next week. So we'll see who faces Tony D and Stacks at Halloween Havoc for the NXT Tag Belts. And if I had put any money on it, I would probably put the Creed Brothers to win that. But there's so many other tag teams like the Boricua Gangsters, the Mexican Wolves, Idris and Malik Blade, Gallus probably be in it. Who else am I missing? Am I missing one more tag team, I think? That's 8 people. So there's another tag team. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but so we have that. So I give that 3 out of 5 stars. All right, then we go to Mackenzie Mitchell with Baron Corbin, who's not happy that Ilya is talking nonsense about the NXT World Title, and that he's taking this match with Dom a little bit. He's not taking it seriously, and knows that Dom could possibly beat him and be the new champ. So he says Ilya's talk about passion and surviving is fake, and that he's kind of ducking, the lone wolf. And he thought Ilya would be a better champion than Mello, but basically everyone's all the same. And then he hears Drake's music hit, and then he leaves. So we'll see what happens with that. So I give that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, so Eli Drake comes out for our next match for the NXT World Title. The Russian Dragon, Ilya Dragunov, takes on Dominic Mysterio, with Mommy Rhea Ripley at ringside. And match was pretty decent. You know Mommy Rhea Ripley was going to get involved, and she did. And we get Dom hits the Three Amigos ese, like Eddie Guerrero ese, So it's that. Ilya fights back, locking in a waistlock, Dom with a back elbow, right hand. So it kind of went back and forth for a while. Dom tries to grab for Rhea after we get a snap German suplex by Ilya. Holds on for the second one. Dom flopping around like a fish. Tries for a third one. Dom tries to Dom tries to grab for Mommy, but Eli Drake is right there and says, no, no, no. Then he hits a third German suplex. And then basically Dom is like knocked the fuck out. And gets up in the corner. Ilya like beats him up. Goes to the adjacent corner. More beat down by the champ. And then Dom ducks a swing and hits a big time chop. And I don't think that was a good idea. Because Ilya just like stares like, dude, seriously, you just chopped me like that? And the crowd's like, you fucked up! So Ilya just like beats the fuck out of Dom in the corner, chops the shit out of him with the Eddie Kingston like piston Honda like chops of doom. He goes for a powerbomb, Dom escapes, kicks Ilya into the ropes. At hurt. Then a 619 by Dom, but Ilya dodged it. Big kick to the face. Goes for the Constantine special, it gets countered, and Dom hits the 619 this time. Gets a near fall out of that. And, he's kind of getting upset. And then they go back and forth again. Ilya counts and hits a big time power bomb. Then he goes for the H bomb, hits that. Then he gets back. Ilya gets back up, lays in wait in the corner, looking for the Torpedo Moscow. But then we see Fiend Balor and JD McStupido come out, and Eli takes care of JD McStupido because he's stupid. Hits the BFT, and while that's going on, Rhea Ripley tries for a belt shot on Ilya, but then of all people, Trick Williams comes out, pulls her down. Well, he grabs her leg. Rhea falls off the apron into his arms, and then like, hey, this is great. Oh, whoa! And then Ilya hits the heat-seeking missile. I guess that's called Torpedo Moscow. Okay. Or maybe it's a different move. I think. But anyway. So he hits that on Dom, lays him out, knocks him out. 1, 2, 3. Still your reigning, defending NXT World Heavyweight Champion, Ilya Dragunov. He retained, I think there was his first defense of the belt. But anyway, in under 12 minutes, Ilya gets the win. Match was okay. 3.25 out of 5 stars. I don't know why Trick Williams was out there. Maybe, I think he wants a title shot. I don't know. Or maybe he wants his NXT North American title back. I think he's due for a rematch anyway. So yeah, that was kind of cool. Kind of weird. But anyway. I thought he was coming out to whoop that Trick, meaning Rhea. But, he would have got his ass kicked. But I digress. Anyway, so after the match, Ilya celebrates. And then Baron Storm Corbin comes out. Ilya looks his way, and then Dominic Dijak, of all people, come out, attacks the champ from behind. And he takes him out with a big boot. Then goes outside and meets up with Corbin and tells him, I beat you to it. And he's mine. Not yours, but mine. So we got that, and we find out that next week there's going to be a triple threat match to see who faces Ilya at Halloween Havoc for the NXT World title. We got Dijak versus Corbin versus the winner of Bron Breakker and Mello. I'm like, guess who wins that? Mello. Obviously, it's going to be Mello. So I kind of spoiled the end. So we got that. So Mello will face Corbin and Dijak for the next shot at Dragunov, and I would not be surprised if we see Mello versus Ilya. I think it's 3, but this time it's going to be different for the NXT World title. Spin the wheel, make the deal. That's what I think it's going to be. And I think we'll probably get something maybe with Becky. Well, I doubt that's going to be spin the wheel, make the deal. Probably just be straight up. But I think there's going to be 2 spin the wheel, make the deal matches like we had last year. But we'll see what happens with that. Ow. My leg hurts. Alright, so we move on with that. Alright, then we go to the locker room where Carmelo Hayes is with John Cena. Can't believe Bron came out and disrespected him. You disrespected my authority. Cena says, don't worry about it, focus on the match. And then Trick Williams comes in, thanks Cena for coming to NXT. So Melo's like, I'm sorry I didn't have your back last week. So, there was some tension going on between Melo and Trick, which we've seen the last couple weeks. Cena sees it, it's like, oh, hold on. I'm the peacekeeper here. So Melo says that I'm gonna beat Bron. I'm gonna win the title from Ilya. Then it's gonna be back to Trick's, and Trick's gonna get his North American title back. We're gonna be friends again, and everybody's gonna be happy. So he goes to leave, and Trick's like, that's all it's gonna be, So he looks like Melo for a little bit, a little pensive, a little intuitively, and then Cena sees like, are you okay? And then Trick asks Cena, when did you know it was his time? And then Cena's like, let's go talk. Is John Cena telling him how to become heel? I don't know. Alright, so I get that 3 out of 5 stars, and we move on. Then we see a video of NXT Anonymous, where we still don't even know what that is. Catches the wise man Paul Heyman talking to Ava Raine, The Rock's daughter. Trying to recruit her, so I guess he's trying to recruit her for the bloodline. I think we're getting teased. We're getting really a good start to a tease and we're gonna maybe get the start of the seeds being planted for Roman and The Rock. Why? At WrestleMania 40, which could be for the undisputed Universal title. I hope it is, but does Rock really, he's gonna win? No. Roman's gonna keep that belt forever. There's no way he's gonna lose it. Not even next year, if anybody wins the Money in the Bank match. Nobody's going for Roman. Stop it. Roman is going to go 4 years with that belt. After WrestleMania, he's going to go through Payback. He's got not Payback, Backlash. He's going to go through Money in the Bank. Going to go through SummerSlam. And whoever holds that Money in the Bank briefcase, they can try to cash in. I know Poppy Priest has it, but he's going after the world title. Thank the Lord for that. But then again, he could go after Roman. So, I mean, if I was Roman, I would, think about that. But I think he knows that. But Roman versus Poppy Priest, it may be a good, hard-hitting match, but still, you don't know who's going to win. Roman is going to smash Poppy Priest. And that's pretty much it. But I think Friday night on SmackDown, we're going to get the storyline going where Roman comes back. He's going to be pissed off with Jimmy and Solo. And then really pissed off with Cena and Eli. And then I think Eli will come out and say, hey, I want a title shot. And then Roman's like, okay, I'll smash you. Not like that, but he'll give Eli what he wants. Everybody's like, yeah, he gets a title shot. He's not going to win. But then again, they're saying AJ's going to come back. And it's like, I want a shot at the bloodline. And then Rowan beats his ass. Some more. And, yeah. So, but I think they're going to give Eli the shot first. And then maybe if Roman's not in War Games at Survivor Series, then Roman will defend the belt against AJ, like we saw a couple years. What was that match? I think that match was at Extreme Rules. I thought it was at Survivor Series when they had like the champion of Raw versus the champion of SmackDown. I thought it was that one, but yeah, we could do Roman versus AJ again. AJ will get destroyed again. And that's it, and then really Roman won't have to defend the belt to maybe the Royal Rumble. I guess who? I don't know. Whoever SmackDown has lined up for him after that, and then I would think maybe The Rock either asks for a shot or he is number 30 in the Rumble, wins the Royal Rumble, and I think he's won it before. He wins the Royal Rumble, goes to WrestleMania, faces, his cousin, or just Roman. He faces Roman for the belt. They have some pretty epic promos, and it leads to the match at WrestleMania 40, probably night 2, because you don't do it on night 1. So night 2 of WrestleMania probably be the main event would be The Rock versus Roman Reigns for the Undisputed World Title, and it'll be a great match. Rock will probably hit the rock bottom, and then who go for the people's elbow, and then guess who's gonna attack him? Probably like Solo or Jimmy's gonna try to save him. Maybe Rock beats them up, and then maybe somebody else saves Rowan from the title. I don't know who. You think it's Jay? No. Jay will probably go after Seth Rollins, whoever holds the world title. But then again, I think we're going to see Jimmy versus Jay at WrestleMania 40 in the city of brotherly love. That's going to happen, so you can throw that idea out the window. But I think in the end, it will be Roman versus The Rock. I think Solo or Jimmy is going to come out and help Roman. It's probably going to backfire. He's not going to make Rock win the belt, because he doesn't need a belt. Yeah, he beats Roman. Roman's terrific. Epic fucking reign ends. We're not even in the 9th inning. Yeah, Rock holds it for like a month, and then he loses back to Roman at Payback. Dumb. But Roman's gonna win, and then the press conference like, "Hey, what inning were we in, Paul? Are we in the 4th inning yet? Are we in the 5th inning? What inning are we in? I don't even know." Cody says we're not in the 3rd inning anymore. That's what he said. But I think if you would talk to Paul, probably after Crown Jewel, you probably say we're in the top or the bottom of the 4th inning. So we got a long ass way to go. I think when he means saying, "Oh, we're in the 4th inning, we're in the 5th inning," I think he's talking about how many years that Roman's gonna hold the belt. How baseball is a 9-inning game unless it goes to extra innings. So Roman can hold that belt for like 9-10 years. Hold it for a decade. I really think if he's the guy to beat Bruno Sammartino's record, then he is officially the GOAT of all GOATs. But right now, that's The Undertaker. But if Roman holds that belt for 8+ years and beats Bruno's record, I think the official record is 28 something. I know it's over 2,800. I don't know the official number. But if he beats it, he hits 2,850 or something like that. Or maybe gets to 2,900 or maybe 3,000 days as champ. Just give him the title of GOAT the GOAT of professional wrestling. But we have to see. Right now we're going into year 3 right now. We just started 2 years. We're getting close to 3 years actually. Oh wait, no, 3, 6. Yeah, it's been 3 years. I think we're going on year 3 or 4. I forget. I know it's been over 1,100 days. We're getting close to 1,150 days as champ. So already hold it for 2 years. That's 730 days. So another 365 would be 1,195. No, wait. I'm trying to add here. Hold on. No. Yeah, he's already holding for 3 years because it's 1,095 days will be 3 official years as champ. So he's held it for over 3 goddamn years. He's going on year 4 right now. He's starting the 4th his 3-year plus reign right now. So by September, early October of 2024, he will hold that belt for 4 years. So the next step from 1,095 will be 1,400 and let's see, 1,095, 365. Well, counting a leap year would be 366. Let's do the math here. 1,095, 36. I'm trying to do this in my head. Be over 1,400 days. So he'll definitely break Hogan's 3-year record by next year. Then the next milestone will be Hogan's 5-year record, which is over 1,500. And then the next on the list after that, that's going to take him another couple years, another year or two to get the Bob Backlund's record. I think it was 6 years, or 7 years. And then the ultimate is Bruno's 8+ year reign, 2,800 and change. So we got all that. We got a long way to go before we even think about maybe Roman breaking a record. And I think he could beat the record the way it is going. Doesn't have to defend the belt, just stays home, and then the record continues. Well, the reign that he has now continues on. And everybody's like, he doesn't defend the belt! This is boring! Deal with it. Deal with it, you stupid sons of bitches. You don't like it, go watch something else, okay? This is something that we haven't, we rarely see like a 3-year reign in WWE or even in AEW. You haven't seen a reign like this in WWE in a very long time. So we'll get that. Alright, so Heyman tries to recruit Ava Raine, possibly to the Bloodline. We'll see what happens with that. And we move on. Alright, then we go to the parking lot once again and get another car. I think it was a white car. So like, who could this possibly be? Well, Taker wouldn't, I doubt it would be Taker. So I don't think Taker would come out in that kind of like a white car, or even a black limousine, or a black car. So the car stops, the door opens, we see a woman's leg come out. I'm like, can it be? Can it be? Yes, it is. It's Jade Cargill, that bitch show. So she comes out, makes her actual TV appearance, and her, I would say, NXT debut. Well, really it is. Not in-ring debut, but her TV debut on NXT TV. She's met by the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, who welcomes her, says, oh, it's great to have you here at the Performance Center. Great to have you here in NXT. He says something else, and then Jay's like, let's do it, Shawn. That sounded vulgar. Not vulgar, that sounded... Shawn's a married man. And you are too, Jade. She's one tantalizing MILF. But I digress. So we got that. So Jade makes her appearance, and Tony Khan was probably shitting himself. He was fearing for his life. I'm not gonna put up with this shit. So if you really wanted to combat that, why don't you have Mercedes Moné right there? But we'll see Mercedes eventually, but not right now. So we get that. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. I gave the Mello, Trick, and Cena promo 3 out of 5 stars as well. Alright, then we go to the back. We see Cody, once again, meeting up with Baron, Stu, and Corbin, who ask if he's the man that I need to see to get a match. And Cody says, yes, I am. I am the special guest GM of the night. So Corbin says Cody owes him one. How do you owe him one? What did he ever do for you? So anyway, he says, you owe me now, so make the match. So Cody says that Coleman's made a good case, being the man who keeps saying that he beat Ilya last. He did too. Then he says that Dijak beat him to the punch though, and he could make the case for the winner of Mello versus Bron. Then Cody says, you'll get your shot if you win the triple threat match between yourself, Dijak and the winner of Bron, Breaker, and Mello. So Corbin's like, well, so much for the clean slate. And then he's like, I'm out of here. So whatever Cody did to Baron Corbin, Corbin's pissed off. I don't know what it was. Had to be something when both were on the main roster. Maybe, I think Cody beat him, and Corbin's all mad, saying, oh, you owe me one. I don't know. So we get that. So I give that 3 out of 5 stars. And move on. Alright, then we see Dom Dom. He's leaving the Performance Center, or the Capitol Wrestling Center, a little bit pissed. But him and Mommy are leaving. He's met by a bunch of people, like Briggs and Jensen. I think Axiom was there. Ben Frazier was there. Then we see some woman. I don't know who she was. Might have been Lyra Valkyria. I don't know who it was. She looked pretty hot. But anyway, Ben Frazier tells Dom says, Dom, you got your ass kicked, and it was a massacre. Not so much, but anyway. Dom's like, who are you? Do I know you? And then Mommy Rhea Ripley once again has to step in for her boy toy and tells Nathan Frazier's like, hey, you're not the North American champion. And then they leave the arena. So I'm pretty much thinking we're going to get Nathan Frazier, Ben Frazier taking on Dom Dom at Halloween Havoc, night 1 or night 2 for the North American title. God forbid that freaking Ben Frazier wins the North American title, so we have the North American title be a hot potato again. I don't want to see that. Even though, really people saying, Dom should have won the belt, Trick should have held it for a little while longer. I kind of agree, but maybe they have something else for Trick. That's the NXT title, but we'll see. Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament match, still in the first round. We have the lovely Lola Vice, caliente, shake them tatas for me, mommy. Oh yes, she comes out with another hot piece of Puerto Rican ass, or ash, and that's Elektra Lopez. She takes on my girl, Danny Palmer. I thought we did this match already. I guess last week I know it was Kaylani Jordan advanced as she beat Izzy Dame, or Dane, whatever. So she advanced in the tournament. And then somebody else advanced last week too, I think. But anyway, we got Lola Vice and Danny Palmer. Was an okay match, lasted a long time, I was surprised. And this match went head-to-head with Hikaru Shida and oh, excuse me. went head-to-head with Hikaru Shida and Paige for the AEW Women's Championship. So basically in the death slot. Anyway, back and forth match they went. Long story short, Lola Vice wins the match in just about exactly 4 minutes. So she advances on to the next round, to the semifinals. So we got Carter Jackson. Still, I think she has to do her match, unless that was on NXT Level Up. I mean, I don't watch NXT Level Up, so I don't know. I didn't even see the bracket, so I don't know who's in the semis or not. But it looks like we're going to get Jakarta Jackson versus Lola Vice in the finals. And either one of them wins, I'm happy with it. And we move on. Alright, match was alright. 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Alright, then we go to another exciting class. Another lecture by Mr. Andre Chase of Chase U. So all the students are there. And then Thea Hale comes in with JC Jane. Both looking hot as always. So Thea comes in and says JC told her to go to class. Stay in school, kids. You don't want to be a dumbass and not either drop out of high school or drop out of college. You become a douchebag on YouTube. See, I got an education. I got 2 degrees. Ha! I stayed in school, assholes. But anyway, Uh, she says, I'll come back to class only if JC can come too. So JC says, I'm looking forward to this class. And then Andre Chase like, okay, have a seat. Let me start the lecture. So let's talk about Halloween Havoc's history, which has had a long history. Well, not a long, pretty much a long history, I think. Whatever. And then Thea and JC are talking. JC checks her phone, shares it with Thea, and then everybody's getting a text in class, and Duke's like, what the fuck's going on here? And Mr. Chase, like, doesn't know what the hell's going on. And then we see a guy named David! Not David Lee Roth. By the way, happy birthday to him today. Boozy boozy bop. Billy bop. So happy birthday to David Lee Roth, Tony Khan, and Ilya Dragunov today. Well, yesterday. So David checks his phone, and then Mr. Chase like, I told you, get off your fucking phone! Grabs the phone, throws it at the wall, breaking his phone, poor guy. JC starts laughing. Andre says everything was fine until you girls showed up. And then JC says the big news is that Andre and Duke will be in the Battle Royal tournament. The Battle Royal next week. So they could possibly win and get a shot at Tony D and Stax at Halloween Havoc. So then David complains about his phone being broken, and everyone's like, yay, your phone breaks, yay! And JC says, we're gonna have so much fun here. I like it here. And I'm thinking to myself, why is JC Jane even in Chase U? Makes no freaking sense to me. I know she's there with Thea, but I would have been happy with just JC and Thea going their own way, maybe finding a third person, a hot chick, I don't know who. Maybe Lola, I don't know if you put Lola Vice or Electra Lopez on that group, but they need another chick to, I would think, reform Toxic Attraction 2.0, whether it be Gigi turning back to heel, or any hot chick they got down there. But I'm getting really, I'm not liking this, Thea like breaks away from Chase U. She turns into a hottie. JC Jane turns her into, from a basic, cheerleader smoking like 6,000 bags of weed. And then turns her into like a basic sex symbol almost. And I'm like, and then they go back, last week they go back to Chase U. Why? And then they win the match last week against Lola and Electra. Obviously. And then, now they're all buddy-buddy with Andre Chase and Duke Hudson now. But I think it's maybe a work, and they're like, hey, we're gonna join Chase U, we're gonna be happy again. And then next thing you know, they're back going shopping or something like that. I really hope that this doesn't last long and Thea and JC break away from Chase U again, do their own thing, maybe get a third person to reform Toxic Attraction. Not gonna be Mandy, obviously, I wish it was, but WWE doesn't even want to sign her. They don't even want to sign the Velveteen Dream, Patrick Clark, who has been at the fucking Performance Center like 9 times. In the past few days, I'm like, 9 times? Damn. He really wants to come back to NXT. But WWE's like, nope. Nope, you did bad. A couple years ago with that whole Me Too movement. Bullshit. That it got him, the whole thing with him, that weird freaking party that EC3 was part of, or Derek Bateman, EC3. That kind of ratted him out, and, he ratted him out, and, Patrick Clark go bye-bye. Velveteen Dream, bye-bye. And then they try to create it with, Quincy Elliott, the big fat version of the Velveteen Dream. That didn't work out so well, did it? No? Nope. And now Patrick Clark wants to come back. WWE's like, no, we don't want you. We don't want you. We don't want Mandy. So, where's the logical choice that he's going to go? God forbid Tony Khan signs the Velveteen Dream, Patrick Clark, and he does the same. Well, he can't do. I doubt he's gonna do the same gimmick. They're gonna give him a different gimmick, whether it be act Patrick Clark like he was before he became the Velveteen Dream, or to give him some other gimmick. Maybe he won't be the androgynous version of Prince. Maybe be some other guy. I don't know. Then again, he can go to Impact. I don't know what he'd do there. As long as he's not another androgynous virgin. Did I say virgin? Another version of Orlando Jordan. Remember when he was in TNA and he had that weird fucking gimmick? He just comes out with like freaking lotions, putting it all over his body and all these. It looked like a gay gimmick, which probably I think it actually was. That was weird. So all we need is another weird gimmick in Impact Wrestling. Something like that. Maybe he could team up with, what's that guy in TNA's name? Dickie Vice, I think his name is. He could probably team up with him. Or any one of the other, well, not any other guy in TNA, but probably he would team up with Dickie Vice, I believe his name is. That would be a weird tag team. Maybe win the tag team titles. Who knows? But anyway, move on. But anyway, yeah, JC sends probably some weird thing. I bet you she sent maybe not naked photos, but probably hot photos of her and Dia like in bikinis or something like that. Sent it to the rest of the class. And Dia was like, "Oh, look at these boobies!" And then Mr. K's like, "Oh, this is nasty." Throws the phone. Starts cursing at him again. So, this guy, David, is really the new version of Bodie, what was his last name? I forgot his last name. Basically, Bodie before he got released. So, he's the new version of Bodie. Great job. I don't know where he's gonna go, I don't care. But, at least he has a cool name. David! Good morning, Dave. So we get that. So I get that 2.5 out of 5 stars. And we move on. Alright, we're going to finish this thing pretty soon because it's really late. Alright, then we see Bron Breakker working out. Paul Heyman's behind him. Says his name. Say his name, and he appears. I believe in Anthony Henry. Not Joe Hendry. Fuck Joe Hendry. Anyway, says his name. He says, wisdom comes from experience, and he's worked with Bron's father. I worked with your father, Rick Steiner, and Uncle Scott back in the day before, when there was the Steiner brothers, before, Scott turned on Rick, joined the NWO, that became Big Papa Pump. And they both had so much to offer, but I'm the wise man. I can see into the future. You can? What do you see in Roman's future? 10 more years as champ. So he sees Bron Breakker in the main event of WrestleMania. Well, maybe. I did say a long time ago, who's going to beat Roman next? Who can actually beat Roman that's on the roster right now? And I said, Bron Breakker. So, it may happen at WrestleMania 40. I doubt it. Maybe 41. Maybe 42. But he will get a main event at WrestleMania, either against Roman, wherever the World Heavyweight Champion is. So anyway, and the only thing standing in your way is Carmelo Hayes. So Bron's like, I don't care if it's Melo, Cena, the guy in the 15th row in the audience. Nobody is going to stand in my way. I'm going to break them all. No pun intended. So then Bron leaves and Mr. Paul Heyman says, call Roman Reigns. Heyman's dropping a lot of hints. He dropped a lot of hints tonight. The Ava Raine one, possible tease for Ava joining the Bloodline, possibly the first female in the Bloodline, even though it should have been Naomi. Trinity. and a possible tease to Roman versus The Rock at Mania. Now he's kind of dropping hints that freaking Bron could face Roman at WrestleMania. Not that Bron would ever join the Bloodline. I mean, we're gonna do another Sami Zayn. Bron thinks that's oozy. I'm feeling oozy. Bron Breakker feeling oozy. Great. Anyway, move on. Alright, then we go to what I felt was the segment of the night. We get the fourth vignette video for Brian Pillman Jr. This time he's watching second generation WWE stars. Then he catches his dad, Brian Pillman. And then he cuts back to him. He looks great. I mean, he looks like a splitting image of his dad, when he was the loose cannon, but he didn't have the jacket on. He had another shirt on, like a Bengal type shirt on. But anyway. So, he says, my dad was one of the craziest bastards in the business. You think? Everyone stopped him. Stops me on wherever I go, people stop me, talk about my dad. Should be in the Hall of Fame. And he's like, who doesn't have many good memories about my dad? Me. I didn't know my dad because, he died when he was 4 years old. Poor guy. I don't want to, he didn't want to be a WWE superstar, but he tried everything else. Like drugs and stupid shit. So then he's like, I'm here, but when people see my face, I don't want people to see my dad. They want him to see him. It's like, I'm my own person, basically. So Brian Pillman Jr. says, I'm not using my dad's name. I'm not going to carry the Pillman name, into NXT. I'm going to use the man who raised me, and that man's name is King, meaning Stephen King. So, supposedly, I heard something like I think it was on Facebook, or I read it somewhere, that Stephen King was his dad. I'm like, Stephen King? Pet Cemetery guy? Like, I don't think it's Stephen King, that guy. But his father's last name was King. That's why he named his name is Lexi King. Well, really, Lexus King was after his sister Alexis, who passed away in a car crash, and he named it after his mom, whose last name is King. But his dad supposedly is Stephen King. I don't know if that's actually even true. If it is, great for him. But I think this was a great way to show Brian Pillman Jr. Segment. The video was great. Epic fucking vignette. So, instead of getting Brian Pillman Jr., we're going to get Lexus King. And I think it fits him pretty well. And I think he made the right choice, naming himself that. WWE could have gave him any generic name like Joe Schmo or whatever. But, even Kevin Owens, when, we all knew he wasn't going to get Kevin Steen. I don't know why, but I think when he came to WWE, he's like, I don't want to be Kevin Steen. I'm going to name myself Kevin Owens after my son, Owen, and the late, great Owen Hart. I still think he should have just kept Kevin Steen, but that's just me. And a whole bunch of other people probably, but it is what it is. Alright, so Brian Pillman Jr., now known as Lexus King, is going to make his debut in NXT. I think it's going to be I hope they do this right. I mean, he doesn't have to be Brian Pillman, doesn't really have to be the loose cannon. I mean, I would love for him to do that type of gimmick again, but then again, I don't think we want to see another segment where he's holding a Glock, you know, with his girlfriend or his fiance, like how Brian Pillman did it with Melanie, you know, against, you know, with Stone Cold. You know, Pillman 316 says I want to shoot him in the head. Almost actually legit did. Stone Cold broke into the house, goes up right up to Pillman. Pillman's like, ah! And then the feed cuts. I don't think we heard a gunshot. And then, we gotta get the feedback. And then, poor Kevin Kelly doing that segment in the Pillman house. He's like, Stone Cold saw the gun and then he like ran out. I'm like, how's that possible? Maybe, Pillman must have missed. Probably like try to shoot at Stone Cold. I think all the producers trying to stop him. I think they were actually doing that to security guards, were like stopping him. And I think Stone Cold like somehow left the house and Pillman's like, get away! I'm gonna shoot him! Get away! And then Vince McMahon, the week after, had to come out and was like, oh no, it was in bad taste. It's too violent. But you were TV 14 back then, it fit. But yeah, I get it. It was like, you know, a little bit way over the line. I mean, God forbid, Pillman would have shot Stone Cold in the head or something like that. Or at least, you know, shot him, like they just showed him get shot. I think, you know, WWE would have been in really big trouble. Then that guy's like, we're not going to put you on cable. USA Network would have kicked them off the USA Network, then no more Attitude Era. But, I mean, it is what it is. And that's it. But, maybe he does that, or maybe he's just a different version of what he was in AEW. But it would be nice for him to do a loose cannon gimmick in his own way. Not like his dad, obviously, but I mean, we'll have to see. But this promo was great, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Let me move on. Alright. So then we go to the back, where we have a bunch of lovely ladies coming up to my first wife, Asuka. So we see, who's first? We see Kaylani Jordan, I think Tegan, and Lyra Valkyria. We have Fallon, don't call me Don Henley there. And then, my girl, Daddy's favorite girl, Tiffany Stratton. Daddy! I was hanging out with Asuka, did you see that? I saw it. It was very nice. You two look great together. But just remember, Sunshine, Asuka is my wife. And you'll always be Daddy's girl. Here's my credit card.
Thank you, Daddy. Bye.
Okay. So anyway, Tiffy comes in. It's Tiffy time. It says, from one NXT Women's Champion to another, let me know if you need anyone. Do you need assistance? Why would Asuka want to have assistance from Tiffany Stratton? Kind of boggles my mind. Anyway. So then Asuka leaves. And then Fallon asked Tiffany if her dad taught her any manners. Yeah, I did. Tiffany says that,
my daddy taught me how to treat people differently, like you, bitch.
So I don't know what that's going to lead to. Maybe Tiffany faces Fallon Henley. Ugh, boring match that would be. So I don't know what they're doing with Tiffany Stratton. I really would love her to get a third shot at Becky's title. Maybe, I was going to say spin the wheel, make the deal, but can't do that, obviously, because now Lyra gets the shot. And then, yeah, we'll still have to see what happens with that. But, kind of, maybe it was a tease to Tiffany and Asuka. I would love to see that match. But we got that. Let me move on. Alright, so I gave that segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, so next week on the program, no Tuesday Night War, NXT by itself next week. we have a number one contenders match for the NXT World Title. We got Dominic Dijak taking on Baron Storm Corbin, taking on, well, I kind of spoil it, Carmelo Hayes. So we'll see what happens with that. Then we get the Bada Bing, Bada Boom Tag Team Battle Royal. I think the Creed Brothers might win that. Maybe Chase U wins it. Not that they're going to beat Tony D and Stacks, but if it's the Creed Brothers, then I think maybe the Creed Brothers get it back for the second time. But we'll see. And also next week, we got Lyda Valkyria against Titan. Oh boy, it's late. Tegan Knox. That should be pretty good. And a whole lot more next week on NXT. And we move on. Alright, then we go to your main event of the evening. Bron Breakker with My Name is Paul Heyman at ringside, who gives him a nice epic entrance. Badass Bron Breakker. Badass. Oh, Billy Gunn ain't gonna be happy with that. Anyway, so we got Bron Breakker taking on Carmelo Hayes, coming out with John Cena. This match was pretty good, going head to head with Luchasaurus and Edge, in Edge's debut. So I think, this match was way better than Edge and Luchasaurus, and then the aftermath was way better than what happened on AEW. But anyway, back and forth match, slobberknocker at times, but, we get a funny moment where Bron goes off the ropes for repeated shoulder tackles and a back suplex. Then he looks at John Cena and goes, You can't see me. I'm going to do the fine knuckle shuffle. Comes off the ropes, and Melo hits him with a super kick. Then he runs across the ring for a splash, hits that, then he hits another one, goes for a suplex, Bron counters it, but Melo re-counters it into a suplex into a cutter, a Gilmore cutter. Hey, you stole my move, Christian Casanova, you bastard. I'll let it slide. But next time you do it, you owe me money. Just saying. But anyway. Alright, so it keeps going. We got a lot of near falls. We're getting to the end. Melo escapes to the outside. Bron follows him, grabs the ring steps, but then John Cena's like, no, you can't use those steps. He grabs them, kicks Bron in the stomach, and then I thought he was gonna hit somebody, but then Solo, me bookie, Solo Sikoa comes out. But Cena fights him off, fights him all the way to the back, and then Melo hits Bron with the lung blower, or like the backstabber basically. Then he gets Bron back in, goes up top, hits nothing but the bottom of the net. He shoots, and when he shoots, only once, he missed. That was at No Mercy, but he's back, and he shoots, and he makes it. He doesn't miss. So, goes to the cover, 1, 2, 3, in under 13 minutes. Carmelo Hayes is your winner. He will go on to the triple threat match against Dijak and Corbin. And we'll see what happens with that. And then that's it. Match is pretty good. 3.25 out of 5 stars. Look at that. As Carmelo is celebrating, Braun spears the ever-living hell out of him, leaving him basically incapacitated. Then he gets on the mic and says, win or lose, there's only one badass in all of WWE, and he's about to say, that's me, and then we hear, dong! I'm like, woo! Is it him? I was getting all excited. I was like, the lights go out. I'm like, which version of The Undertaker are we getting this time? I mean, it's NXT, Is he going to come out and take, like the rest of the overrun for him to come out as, Phenom Taker? But no, we hear the epic music of Kid Rock and American Badass. So, Biker Taker comes out. Oh, shit. Been a while since we've seen Biker Taker. I think last time we saw Biker Taker was like WrestleMania 35? I guess AJ? But then he didn't come out to American Badass. He rode out with Metallica. That's epic. That Boneyard match. Anyway, Biker Taker comes out, gets in the ring, He says, "Whoa, I'm the Undertaker!" The GOAT. I was marking the fuck out. Even though Biker Taker's not my favorite version of the Undertaker, my favorite version is always and always will be Phenom Taker. I mean, I do like Ministry Taker too, but Phenom Taker is epic. When he started, and then when he finished. Always will be Phenom Taker. But anyway, he gets in, close to the crowd. The crowd's going. The crowd was dead for before he came out. I'm like, really? You hear American Badass and you don't go, yeah! You don't mark the fuck out? You're like, what is this? I think they were thinking that Baron Corbin was coming out again because he did that at No Mercy. Came out on the bike with a freaking skull mask on. But then Taker actually showed up because he was advertised. So maybe they were thinking Corbin was going to come out. And then we hear, the motor running. And then he comes out. And everybody's like, oh, it's the Undertaker. Holy shit. Now you wake up, right? Morons. And blah, blah, blah. Gets in Bron's face, takes the mic. And, actually, before he takes the mic, Bron says, hey, old-timer. Hey, old-timer. It's like, you need to listen to me. There's only one badass around here, and that's me. And the crowd's like, you fucked up. You fucked up. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna get fucked up. So Taker grabs the mic, says, I've been watching you for a very long time. Well, for a long time. And one day, you're gonna be a very special talent. But that day is not today. And then he goes up, boom! Right hand. Knocks Bron the fuck out. Then he picks him up. I'm like, ooh, please hit the last ride. We haven't seen that in ages. But no, sadly, he goozles him, and he hits a massive freaking choke slam. Massive. Plays him out, and then Mello is in the corner slouching, looking at the epicness of the fucking Undertaker. And then Taker gets back on the mic, waits for the crowd to stop chanting his goddamn name. Then he, kind of bends down and says, well, young fella, you see, I'm gonna give you a little bit of advice. There's always gonna be an older, bigger, badder, badass waiting around the corner, and you just met him. Pipe bomb. Well, not a pipe bomb. Mic drop. He leaves, he, does his thing again, helps Mello up, hugs the guy. Give me a hug. Mello's like freaking, oh my god, I got hugged by the Undertaker. And then basically he says, here's the GOAT. Gives him his props, and that ends NXT. Epic fucking ending. Enough said. Enough said. So, really, the end of NXT completely obliterated the end of AEW, which had Edge beat Luchasaurus after Edge took the belt from Christian, knocked Luchasaurus in the head, behind the referee's back, gives it to Christian, and then the referee turns around, Bryce, the referee, turns around, sees Christian with the belt, he's on the apron with the belt like this, and then Luchasaurus gets up, I think he either no-sold it or just got up, and he's like, what did you do? And Christian's like, I didn't hit you, it was him! And then he turns around, and then gets speared by Edge, 1, 2, 3. Edge wins his debut match, which we all know he was going to win. And then after that, Nick Wayne comes in, attacks Edge from behind, chop block. Basically got 3-on-1 beat down. And then Daniel Bryan comes out for the save, but then he gets beat up. And then the rest of the BCC come out. Well, not Mox, because Mox wasn't clear to wrestle. He was supposed to face Ray Phoenix for the international title, but he was not medically clear to wrestle, so they gave it to Orange Cassidy, who beats Rey Fenix to become a two-time international champion. I was like, okay. I know Rey Fenix was going to be a transitional champion. Why do you give it back to Orange Cassidy then? After he lost it to Mox. So, I guess we're going to get Mox, Orange Cassidy 2 for the international belt when Mox is clear to wrestle, which could be next week or whenever. Maybe at Full Gear, I don't know. But if you're going to just give the belt back to Orange Cassidy and then he loses it back to Mox, it makes no sense of doing that. I know Moxley got hurt, so you had to do it on the fly. I understand that, but still. You could have waited an extra week. Not do this match, or do this match on Rampage or Collision, when Moxley would have probably got cleared. And not have Orange Cassidy come in and freaking win the belt again. Are we going to get another 1 year reign by Orange Cassidy? I hope and pray not. And I hope the international title, which was starting to become good. You know it's getting boring with Orange Cassidy holding for like a year. But when Moxley held it, for the amount of time he held it, I thought it was going to become good. But then, things happened, and they had to change the match on the fly. Moxley, I guess, was supposed to win and retain, and then he got a concussion, and then Rick Knox, being a stupid idiot, couldn't count to 3 when he knew Moxley he couldn't even move, basically, almost. After Rey Fenix hit botched the Fire Thunder Driver. How do you botch that? I don't know. I would just stop the match and just give Rey Fenix the belt by forfeit. Instead of him hitting it again, which possibly could have freaking paralyzed Moxley. Thankfully, he walked out on his own power. But still, he had I guess he didn't... Either he didn't finish concussion protocol, or they just held him off for next week, where he might face Orange Cassidy for the belt. I don't know. We'll have to find out on Rampage and Collision this weekend. But they're going to probably give him the belt back to feel sorry for him losing the belt to Rey Fenix. And it just makes no sense to me. I mean, I get it, but still, I don't want the international title to become a hot potato like the TNT title was before Christian held it. And Christian might lose the belt this Saturday to Bryan Danielson. I doubt it, but I think he's really going to lose it to Edge at Full Gear. So, but we'll see. That's with that. So, like I said, AEW's ending was kind of bleh compared to Taker. Taker beat Edge again. What do you want to do? And even though when Claudio and Wheeler Utah came in for the save, and Swerve comes out, and then Adam Page comes out, and then a big humongous brawl breaks out, which then we see the ending where Bryan Danielson puts Christian in the label lock as Edge is just like trying to get up, and he sees this like, oh, this is great. Just to hype up Saturday show, which starts at 7, not 8, 7, again. Why, I don't know. Whether it be for hockey or another stupid 9 o'clock movie. If you wanted to do that, then why have Collision start at 8 then? Make it like WCW Saturday Night, where it used to be on at 6 or 7 o'clock on TBS. But that's TBS, but this is TNT we're talking about. So they want to get the Saturday movies out of the way. But you could do that at 10 o'clock. But that's next week. Not this Saturday. Next Saturday I believe it's going to be either 7 to 10 or 8 to 11. But it is what it is. And pretty much, Dynamite's not going to be preempted because the ALCS is about to begin. I mean, the assholes swept the Twinkies, the Twins. They're in the ALCS, so just waiting for either Texas to sweep the Orioles. I don't even know if they did. Can I get to that? No, I can't. Alright, I'll look at it later. But if Texas won tonight, I don't know if they did, but if they did sweep the Orioles, I mean, you know, Otaku's gonna be pissed. But if not, then that's going to Game 4, which is on Thursday night in, I believe in Arlington, in Texas, basically. And possible Game 5 this Saturday, but that's on, probably going to be on, I don't know, well, probably be on TBS anyway. So we got that. So the ALCS will most likely begin this weekend, probably maybe this weekend, or Friday, between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This weekend, let's put it that way. NLCS, well, probably begin maybe around the same time, because Philly and the Dodgers, Game 3 tomorrow. Series is tied at 1. So, Game 4 will be on Friday, and then possible Game 5 will be Sunday. So, Game 1 of the NLCS will probably be early next week. So, I doubt that Dynamite might get preempted. I doubt it. But then again, you know, then you got the ALCS beginning, so who knows? But what the schedule is going to be like, and when Game 1 of both series starts, whether it be Friday or Sunday or even Monday. But then if the NLCS starts on Monday, let's say, then Game 2 will be on Tuesday, but they can do that in the day because it'll be probably the Diamondbacks. They'll up 2-0 against the Phillies or Atlanta, whoever wins that series. And most likely, Game 2 will be in possibly Arizona, so you could do a day game there, put it at 4 o'clock on TBS. That'll end at least by 7. Maybe 7:30 the latest. And, yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. But I don't think Dynamite's going to be preempted for the rest of the year. Now, Rampage and Collision, yeah, they're going to be all over the place for most of the rest of this year. But we'll see. Alright, so that's it for my video. NXT gets a solid 7 out of 10 stars. Very good show. Ending was great. I think they'll win the ratings war tomorrow. But overall, the wrestling AEW kind of, no pun intended, edged out NXT in the wrestling department. And a couple segments here and there, but not the end segment. But overall, this war, if I had to say anybody won, overall, I think NXT won tonight. But we'll have to see what happens with the ratings. But I really think NXT really, they had to do something to win this war. And, they had to bring out the big guns. Asuka, Taker, Cody, Cena. So they had to bring out, I don't want to say Asuka's an old fart, but she's not. They had to basically bring out the old farts to come to NXT and bump up that rating a bit. But if they don't do 1 million tomorrow, at least 1 million plus, I personally think it's a disappointment. And as far as AEW goes, man, if they get beat by a lot, they lost. What do you want to do? But still, the WWE might say, hey, they lost big time. NXT got 1.1 million. AEW got measly 800,000. Yeah, but then, all the AEW marks are gonna hey, they had to get Cena, and they had to get The Undertaker. They can't do it by themselves. I mean, it is what it is, but, both shows were pretty damn good, so let's just leave it at that. But overall, NXT, I think, won tonight. and I think they will win the ratings war. We'll have to wait till later today to see what the ratings are. And I think NXT probably broke 1 million, even with Taker alone. That final segment, I think, really bumped that rating up. That final quarter hour, basically. The final 15 minutes. I think with Cena out there, that probably got like 1 million plus views. And we got that. But as far as AEW goes, with Edge and Luchasaurus, and then the beatdown and then everybody and their mother coming out almost. That might have popped a good rating for that quarter hour, but still, overall NXT I think won the Tuesday Night War this year, and we'll have to see what happens next year, or whenever we get another AEW, WWE, NXT on the same night. Would it be Friday night? We all know SmackDown's gonna kill freaking Rampage. So whenever we get another Tuesday Night War, it's gonna be exciting, and we'll see if Shawn Michaels can do it again. Bring out the big guns, no pun intended. And if Tony Khan can counter next time with big stars, whether it be Goldberg, whether it be Mercedes Moné, Mandy Rose. Whoever it is. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright. Thanks for watching, everybody. I gotta go because it's really late. And, got a short day of work tomorrow. And I got I don't have any really thing to do tomorrow, so besides work. So, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go to sleep. And then, I'll be back tomorrow afternoon with my Dynamite review. And then, as soon as the ratings come out, I will do that video right here on the channel. And if anything else comes your way, any big news or any interesting news that comes out tomorrow afternoon or even into tomorrow night, I'll do that video. But most likely I will do 2 videos tomorrow. And then Thursday, gotta do Ring of Honor, and then we got the weekend. And like I said, stay tuned on the Metal God 669 channel on Sunday for a couple of videos. So, I'm just going to leave it at that. And they're going to be fucking epic. And that's pretty much it. I'm not going to say any more, but it's going to be a few videos coming on that channel, some new content on the Metal God channel, some music-related stuff. So, if you thought what you saw in June or July, when I put up those 4 videos from that little concert I went to, was something, oh, you ain't seen nothing yet, my friends. And the Metal God channel, I'm hoping, as we go into 2024, is going to blow up, I hope, but we'll see. But expect a lot of music-related stuff on the Metal God channel within the next couple months. And then we got that. I got some big things going, like I said, this weekend, and I got a big concert coming up at the end of this month. In this moment's records coming out in 2 weeks. So I'm going to do a album review for God Mode in this moment's new album. I want to talk about that. And then I got more music related stuff coming after Thanksgiving, because I'm going to an In This Moment concert after in November around Thanksgiving time. So I'm going to do a concert review of that. And then we'll see what happens in between now and the end of the year. And as we go to 2024, I might do more music-related videos on that channel. So just stick with my channels, subscribe, hit the bell to get all the great content I've been pumping out. And that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Peter Joseph. I'm tired as fuck, and I'm going to bed. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace. And you gotta love The Undertaker. Long live the goat of all goats, the Phenom, The Undertaker. And if you're not down with that, I got 3 words for you, and it's not the 3 words I usually say. If you're not down with that, you stupid motherfuckers, just like The Undertaker says, you all can rest in peace. Good night.